Hi guys, welcome to another episode of AJAWI TV where we discuss architectural and construction related topics. I'm AJAWI and for today I'll be answering a few questions. Yes, today is a question and answer day and I'm going to actually reveal something to you guys that I've got. It's actually a little goodie I got for you guys. So if you're a regular person to the channel or you're a regular subscriber, somebody who is participating in the channel, then you know that I try to get as much information for you guys as possible. The channel is all about giving you useful information, useful tips so that you can save money as it relates to construction and you can return to Jamaica and settle in safely. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into this video. Alright guys, so a few of you guys left questions on the channel and I felt like I should answer a few of these questions simply because I want you guys to understand that I'm actually paying attention to you guys, and whatever questions or comments you leave, I do see them. I may not answer them right away simply because I'm working on or I'm trying to get some work done, so I won't get a chance to answer all the questions at once, but I'll get to them eventually. All right. Maxine Seeley asks, is there a WhatsApp number I could reach you and find out information as it relates to finding a suitable property for you to buy? Right. My link, my contact information is always in the bio section of each video. So if it is that you want to see the contact information for me, you can always click the little drop down button on the underneath each video that will show you the contact information for me. All right, and you can always go to my website if you want to get in contact with me. Now I must point out that as it relates to finding property for you, I would not be the person to do that. There are real estate agents that are a part of this channel. So if it is that you are looking to really acquire property, you can always post it, and I'm sure somebody in the group will reach out or respond to you, and then you guys can take it from there. But I'm not a real estate agent, and I cannot sell property or find property for you because I'm not a real estate agent. There are times when I drive past a property and I see it and I'm like, yo, this property looks nice and the location looks nice and the community looks nice, so I will take a picture and post it so that you guys can see it, and probably somebody who sees it and like it may grab that opportunity. So that's the only way that I will facilitate buying property, other than the fact that I actually, once you narrow down a property, I offer the service where if you're overseas and you want to view that property, once you narrow down your search to a few properties, then you can call me and then I'll go and visit the site for you, take drone pictures, do a report for you, show you what the road is like going to the property, stuff like that. So that's the only way that I could possibly facilitate such a situation, but otherwise I would not necessarily be the person to do that. Understand? So I am flattered though. So very flattered. But try to post in the comment section that you're looking property, and I'm sure somebody will say something. You understand? So that's it for that. Mr. Leonard Beckford, boy, Mr. Beckford, I really appreciate the fact that you're very involved in the channel. So I want to say thank you for that. Thumbs up for that. Right? And I actually love your questions. They're very thought through, so I like your questions. So you have actually asked a question Your question is, why is it I've read some realtors advertisement that says the complex or the area is a gated community and it is secured, but when one looks at the picture or any additional videos, there is no security at the gate. And you only see walls and columns and security office, quarters and stuff like that, but you don't see any security in the compound. And it's all your opinion is that it is false advertisement, and you're saying that you have come across this in many adverts. What's my thought on that? There are a couple factors that affect that. Here's the thing. The intention of the developer is to have a security post and strata office, and to make the community secure, and also create an exclusive type of environment, right? So not everybody can come onto the compound and stuff like that. Here's where the problem lies. When you're just going into when the community is just being occupied, meaning not a lot of people are in the community as yet, and there are units being sold, it's very difficult to have security guards in the environment at that point. Why? Because it is an overhead and somebody has to pay for it, and if nobody is occupying the premises, then nobody can pay for it, right? And the developer not going to take on that expense on himself. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, here's the thing, Jamaicans, what I've found is that as Jamaicans we like freeness, right? So you'll find in most situations that people are not going to want to pay for the strata, and the strata is what really pays the security company, keep the compound clean and stuff like that. So there are a lot of factors that affect that, but I think the most important factor is the fact that most of the time people don't want to pay the strata, so that's really the problem there. So I hope that answers that question. So it's not necessarily false advertisement. It's just that maybe the infrastructure is not in place as yet, or the facility is not in place as yet, or it's a situation where people are not necessarily paying the strata, so the community gets run down. And that's the problem that most gated community have. Whenever you're not paying the strata, it actually affects the gated community itself, and you'll find that it start getting under maintained. So that's a factor to think about, or a negative side towards gated communities, I guess. So yeah, Marlon McFarlane asked this question: where can I get a $100,000 land? A land for 100K? Or that rough, my general. I have to give you some Jamaican talk for that one day. That rough. You're not gonna be able to find. Well, let me not say that. Maybe you can find somebody who is probably selling a piece of land in deep rural Jamaica. That them just want to get rid of the land. And probably sell it for that. But if you're lucky, I would love to hear about that. So, you can always post in the group so that we can know if you find such land and where it is located and if it is a good area. So yeah. Alright, so another question that somebody asked or somebody posted is Nicola Jackson said, I am in Kingston and I need a general contractor for renovation and addition, please and thanks. I don't necessarily select contractors like that, but I'm glad that you posted it in the group. So whoever is in the group that's a general contractor and would like to work with that person, why not? We're all here to help each other, and I'm not necessarily recommending anybody. If it is that I'm recommending somebody, then I'm going to recommend a reputable contractor and I'm going to interview the person. So at the end of the day, whoever is on the channel and wants to be a recommended contractor, then they would have to provide certain information to me, and I'll have to check and stuff like that before I can say to you, hey, this person is doing this. You understand? So whoever whoever wants to reach out to you, all you have to do is take your necessary precautions and stuff like that, and get your thing going. All right. Let's see. Shalom Cameroon. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Shalom Cameroon said, "Big up King AJAWI, always informative. Thanks, respect King." I noticed that you always post, and I want to say I appreciate that. So big up to Shalom Cameroon. Really appreciate the support that you give. You always comment on my videos, and I want you to know that I appreciate that. And I would like to know where you're from. As in, are you in Kingston, or which parts of the world are you at the moment? So maybe you can state that. So I'll look out for that. All right. So big up yourself. And if it is that you're overseas now, I wanted to stay safe and know that you're there. You see me? Lemark Allen showed a link to a website, and he said, "Do you think plans like this above would be approved in Jamaica?" Here's the thing with building plans. If it is that you have a particular type of design, as long as you can show that it can work, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if you have sticks or plastic bags, as long as you take it to the parish council with the necessary information, it can be approved, as long as you can prove that it will work. So you have to have supporting information. Now, as it relates to a particular design, a design is a design, and it doesn't matter how unusual it may look or feel, as long as it can work, then you shouldn't have a problem. All right, so you can always go ahead and submit your plans and stuff like that, and get your approval. All right. So Dave Buckle, he was saying, "Hi, hello AJAWI. I really find your vlog informative and helpful. Keep up the good work. I also have a question for you. I'm building a house in Belvedere." I hope I'm able to say that on the channel. Anyways, he posted publicly, so I guess nothing is wrong with that. So you have a property in Belvedere, and you're not sure whether the estimate I got from doing certain jobs are fair. For example, I was given a quote of 190,000 for tying up and pouring 6 columns in a 26 by 16 pool house unit. Now, here's the thing. I cannot off the bat say to you, "Hey, this is wrong," or "This is not a good estimate," or not, because I don't know what it is. As in, you can say 6 columns. 6 columns can mean anything. What is the size of the column? What is the area? Stuff like that. So I would say to you, if you don't have a bill of quantities for such a situation, because yes, you can get a bill of quantities. Once you quantify the material and you quantify the labor that will be needed, that is a bill of quantities, right? A bill of quantities don't have to be a big document. You can have a bill of quantities for a pool, right? It just means that you have quantified the material that you need, you have quantified the labor that you need, and then you put a value to it, right? And then you have an overall cost. So that's the only way you could know if the cost is reasonable or not. So you have a bill of quantities, the person who is giving you the cost, then they would give you a cost and you compare it to what your QS says. So if it is way over what the QS says, then you know that it's not a reasonable rate based on industry standards, right? So here's a question that I thought was very good, and this is Byron Marshall, right? And he's asking, what about deliveries of all materials or all building materials to complete the project? Does the quantity surveyor take care of that part? Well, I guess he's asking if it is that when the QS is considering the bill of quantities, if he considers delivery inside in the bill of quantities. I hope that's what I'm getting from the question. But yes, the the quantity surveyor does consider that, right? You have to understand that what is happening is when the QS is doing the quotation, he's doing it when he's doing the bill of quantities, he's doing it for you to finish the project, right? So traveling, so delivery of material has to be included, right? Based on the rate. So that's not a problem. All right. So another question, still Brett Byron Marshall. But when you're giving a bill of quantities to a contractor to bid on, should that price they're giving you be the total cost to finish the project, without asking for additional money? What if the bid was not correct? What if the person did not bid correctly, or they made a mistake? Basically, that's what I'm getting from a question. That's a good question. That's a good question, right? Here's the thing. That's why you cross-check your quantities with the one that the bill of quantities that the QS provided, right? So you'll pick up things like that. If there are no changes to the scope of the contract, then there should not really be any need for the person to come back to you to ask for additional money, right? So that should not be the case. So if you're going to change something though, then that's a change of the scope of works, and then that leads to what is called a variation, and then the person would quantify the works or the thing that has changed and then put a cost to it. All right. So no, it should not happen. What you should be doing is you have the person bill of quantities, you compare it between your bill of quantities and theirs. And that is the reason why you even do the bill of quantities, because you did a bill of quantities and gave it to them with everything outlined. All they have to do is go in and plug in their numbers or their rates. So it's not like you're comparing apples to banana, you're comparing apples and apples. So at the end of the day, you have to ensure that they have actually entered a value for everything in the bill of quantities, so that they don't have need to come back to you for more money. You understand? All right. With that said, time to reveal the surprise. Right. So I got these today. Right, I don't know if you can see them. No, you probably can't see them, but yeah, that. So this is the Master Builders Building Works contract. I got that today, bought that today for a particular project that I'm about to take on. Somebody's in a client of mine who is a friend as well, but they recommended me to somebody that they're in Singapore, and so I'm going to be sorting out that for her. So about this, right? So that's the Building Works contract. So once we select the contractor, they'll have to sign that. And the rate book. I actually got the Master Builders rate book today, the most recent one. I had a rate book before, but that was old, like really old. Yeah, so I have about the rate book from the Master Builders. Big up to the Master Builders for this. So it's pretty straightforward. From time to time, if it is that I don't want to, break any copyright laws, so therefore I'm not going to reveal any information on the channel. But what I will do, if it is that people need information, they can always call us and set up a consultation and stuff like that. And once I'm doing consultations with people, then I'm better able to advise them accordingly as it relates to the rates and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a plus for us. And as it relates to the contract, it's pretty straightforward. It's a minor works contract. We can always, look through and see if we can assist you guys. Now, I always encourage you guys to set up a contract with your contractor, so that you guys can have less problems, or there is less room for misunderstanding within the construction process, if you understand what I mean. So try to get a contract administrator for your project. So that means that that's the person that is the bridge between you and your contractor, right? So that your project can go smoothly, right? So that's pretty much it for this episode. All right. I hope I answered these questions, or some of these questions, clear enough. I try my best to go through them as best as I can. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing this video. And if you're a part of the Patreon group, I want to say thank you. You have made this possible for me. And if you're not a part of the Patreon group and you want to support the channel, you can always go in the comment section or the bio section to see my Patreon account, or you can always go to my PayPal account and help support this channel, because your assistance does help to bring this channel further. Also, if it is that you're a construction company and you want to be featured on the channel, then you know that you can reach out to me, and then I'll speak with you in that regards, and we can take it from there. I try not to recommend people, simply because I don't want to be in that position. If it is that I'm going to be selecting the contractor, then that's okay for me, but I don't want to be sending people to anybody like that. If you're a contractor, the channel is for you. If you're a plumber, if you're a mason, if you're a tiler, if you're a returning resident, the channel is for everybody. All right. I just wanted to create something where returning residents can have somewhere that they can get information, and not necessarily negative information. And one of the comments that somebody make is that, hey, I'm making it boring and stuff like that. Of course, they didn't say it. They said it very disrespectful, but if they're entitled to their opinion, so I didn't really bash them or anything like that. But let me tell you the issue that I have. A lot of people, they go on the internet and they're looking for drama, right? They're looking for the negative, and the negative is what feeds that excitement. This is not the place for that. Yes, there are exciting things that I do, but on a Wednesday, I've allocated Wednesdays strictly for construction-based advice and stuff like that, or discussion. I don't want to say advice, discussion, right? And at the end of the day, you know that on Wednesdays, that's the topic that I'm dealing with. On other days, I'll show you a little bit of what I do, and I'll be doing more as I go along and as I learn about this YouTube thing. So, what do I do to have fun? What do I do on vacation? What do I do when I'm not drawing? Where do I go in Jamaica? What does the architecture like? What is the architecture like in Jamaica and stuff like that? So on other days, Monday to Monday, except Wednesday, that's the topic that I will go through. You understand? So that's pretty much it for that. So if it is that you're coming to the channel, unlike other channel that tells you pure negative, because there are certain channels out there that covers things about Jamaica and they're not negative, they're not positive. You understand? So I don't want to be that one of those people who come on me and tell you, say, today 2 man get shot this or 2 man get robbed this. So that's not me. I want the positive, right? And I don't want to be bringing you negative. Listen, what you have to understand is this: Jamaica is a beautiful place, right? No matter where you go in the world, there are crime and violence, right? There is no country in the world where there is absolutely no crime and violence. The problem is that we choose what to pay attention to. I don't choose to pay attention to the negatives. There are a lot of positives in Jamaica, right? And if I am to bring to you negatives, then what good is it? It's not going to help you, right? I'm bringing to you the positives because I personally saw where returning residents are being ripped off, returning residents are being in a situation that they lose their life. And I decided that, hey, I'm going to help returning residents. How am I going to do that? I'm going to offer the best workmanship, the best quality service that they can pay for, and I'm going to offer customer service that, is second to none. So with that principle, I come to you and I try to bring you positive information. Yes, there are negatives around me, but I choose to pay attention to the positives. If it is that you have 10 person that died today, 10 person has been born that same day. You understand? So I don't want to just focus on the negative. I want to focus on the positive, and that's why I bring the information that I do. Alright? So, but if you want to see interesting and exciting stuff, come back to the channel on other days other than Wednesdays, because Wednesdays is when I post about architecture and construction. Alright? So yeah, I know I've been blabbering, but I'm sorry. I just felt like I needed to really address that. So yeah. To be honest with you guys, when I saw the comment, I was like, this guy don't get it. Don't get it. There are a lot of information like that out there. I was scrolling through and I saw this one where 3 men get murdered, and it's like everybody's on that topic, and I'm like, yes, 3 guys get murdered, but there is a backstory to that. You understand? And also, that's not the only thing that happened in the island. There are a lot of good things that happen, and they're just focusing on that. And if you go on the channel, it's just pure negatives. I don't want that to be for you guys. We are a group of people that are positives. We are going in the positive direction. We are going in prosperity direction. We're looking at positive, nothing but positive, and how you can come back to Jamaica and live and settle and be happy with your family and just enjoy yourself, enjoy your retirement, enjoy whatever it is that you want to do safely. Understand? All right. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing this channel. And if you're new, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I make videos just like this one. So I'm AJAWI, and I'll see you next time.